Yes. So, Richard,
Yeah.
why must, governance stop? Because one CJ is challenging her removal.
Good morning, our viewers. I don't think that there's a vacuum so much to say that there must be a stop in discharge of justice in our country because nominated Chief Justice is also the acting Chief Justice. Justice Bafoboni is acting Chief Justice. So we don't have a vacuum that should hurry us up to field. Even
but acting and substantive are not the same.
Well, but then he's doing the job. He's not inhibited in any way from doing the job. If anything at all, we should be in a hurry to appoint a defense minister, right? Which we haven't appointed, but yet we are busy trying to replace a situation that is effectively covered since April. My thing is, I agree with the minority. I operate with some three key understanding of democracy. One of them, cardinal objective, is to uphold human rights and freedoms of citizens, because the conceptual understanding of democracy is that we, the people, have agreed to cede our power to a government to act on our behalf. And so therefore, power belongs to us, the people. And our expectation is that government will organize itself in a way that that power protects us, grants us the freedom that we want, but cannot provide for ourselves individually. And so in that collective machinery, it tries to grant us that space. Important in upholding human rights and freedoms is equality before the law. Chief Justice Torkonoo has been treated in a manner I feel that is wrong. One, we have talked about the political nature of her removal, and I can submit to you that the removal of the Chief Justice was not about the law, it's about the long-arm grab of the judiciary by this president and his party. It is not designed to promote any law or to fight any corruption or perceive abuse of office. It is to grab control of the judiciary. That's what it is. And so they have achieved that. And the evidence, something you are seeing, you go to the court today, every matter that is brought is dispensed to it. It's just thrown out. She has a case before the Supreme Court. I think she still has a case.
But first, you are saying that it is the president that sponsored the petitioners. The petitioner who had a petition with about 25 or more grounds, witnesses that came from a good number of them, that came from the judiciary themselves. Members, staff of the judiciary or former staff, is the president who put them together so they can remove the Chief Justice. This was a grand plan. That's what you're saying.
Well, you are the lawyer, but I don't have the details to actually make that point, but the appearance of the whole process gives indication of all of that. So you can anybody can fill in the blanks, where this thing started and where it's ending. I've listened to the minority leader who is giving a certain account, which is very chilling, to say that there was an indication of continuing the hearing, where the two outstanding petitioners were supposed to be heard. Their petitions were supposed to be heard, but somehow the process was truncated and a decision was given, and the president hurriedly adhered to that decision. What about the outstanding two petitioners? Why didn't we hear from them? You understand? So
he actually indicts the panel, that the 146 committee. He indicts them. He says what they did was shameful, among other things.
Yes, yes. I mean, if indeed what he said, and I'm repeating here, if that's the case, I mean, you're a lawyer. I mean, like, fair. Give the opportunity for the cases to be heard. What's the hurry? It's not as if, what are we running up to?
This petition was heard to the end. The Chief Justice called. The Chief Justice called over a dozen witnesses, head to the end. You're saying that the committee members...
A lot of irregularities.
The judges who sat on the Supreme Court judges who were there either don't know their law or they too, they acted as, they are not independent. The other members of the committee, also all of them were compromised. Is that what you guys are saying?
I won't go as far as to say that, but there is a demonstrable evidence of acquiescence, okay? Wherever that is, pressure is coming from for people to acquiesce one way or the other, I don't know. But you can see it. Where there is a hearing that they are not thorough with it, where the individual, the respondent in the case has a litany of concerns, she's raised them before them, and they have not been able to address it.
Really?
Oh, yes. I mean, didn't you see her press conference? All the concerns she's raised, if those are anything to go by, that process is not regular. It's not. So we shouldn't mince words when we're talking about it, because, see, it's very important. Now, I think when people say that the president has become a supreme leader, I don't think they are too far off, because right now what you have, he has his own, Chief Justice that they are trying to promote through Parliament. When that happens, essentially has control. Now, if government has been able to touch the Chief Justice, an equally strong arm, independent arm of government, right, then everybody in the judiciary should be on high alert.
Did you indict the similar committee that removed Charlotte Osei the way you are doing this committee?
Well, I don't know. I have my personal view about that. If I had my way, institutions need to be strengthened. They will make errors, make mistakes. They need to be strengthened, we'll build up. That's my fundamental belief in democracy. We're not perfect. Institutions need to grow. And so I think that that's a different conversation to be had. Now, and then also, one thing that we need to underline, I don't put them quite on the same level. Given the infrastructure for democracy, you are looking at a substructure compared to the judiciary, seeing what role they play to keep the whole structure together. So I think that is a major disturbance if you are touching the judiciary, the head of the judiciary compared to the Electoral Commission. But I have my own view, quite different from the approach, but that is history now. But you see, I also want to just advise and perhaps appeal, that's probably a better way, that the Speaker, he's a seasoned parliamentarian. He's a statesman, he's most respected. And I think that in this moment, he should lead and say that there is no hurry. Let's see the finality of all these cases, and then let's move on. But until that is done, any effort now to just push this thing through, I think that would leave bad taste in
Let me go to Sule beginning on this point.